Hey guys, after the release of the new Intisuyu Peru Hunting Reserve, today it is time to cover every single location and the best times to hunt every single of the 14 new species present in this reserve. Now guys, before we start by going over the locations to hunt the first species, I just wanted to mention that my goal this year is to reach 35,000 subscribers before the end of the year, so if you enjoy the content, please make sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel. You have no idea of how much I would help. So we're gonna start by talking about everything you need to know to have a lot of success hunting the first species, which is the Vicuña. The Vicuña is a class 3 animal that goes up to level 5 medium, and they are known for being very similar to both the alpacas and the llamas. Vicuñas are possibly the most unique species of all the 14 species present here in Peru. As you can see, they normally live in herds, and their max weight estimate is 51 to 55 kilos. For example, that level 4 right there, that is a max weight estimate, and it actually has a chance to make diamond because their diamond score is 214 on the dot, and his top trophy estimate is 217. So in theory this level 4 could be diamond, but it's very unlikely because most diamond Vicuñas are gonna be level 5s. As you can see, we're currently hunting during the Vicuña drink time, which runs from 400 to 800. You are gonna be able to find a lot of these Vicuñas around the left side of the reserve, all around this area, which is the low Andes region. So if you wanna have a very good chance to find a trophy for these Vicuñas, either a rare or a diamond, just focus on hunting every single of these ponds and lakes, including this river right here. There are plenty of drink zones in it as well. To make it easier for you, I'm gonna share the Hotspot Map as reference right here, which is gonna be very useful whenever you wanna know exactly where to go to find these Vicuñas. Now we're gonna focus on shooting the level 4 we just saw, which is right there. 217 top trophy estimate. Is it a common? He looked kinda weird for a second, but yeah, that is a common. You know, there are multiple four variations for the Vicuñas, one of them is the pivot. And this Vicuña is down. As for the weapon I would recommend you to use to hunt these guys, I would recommend you to use either the Frost 257 or the 243 Ranger. Those two rifles are class 2 to 6 weapons, so they are perfectly ethical for class 3 species. Now here we have this level 4, it is a big one, but let's see if it is close to diamond. 206.63, alright. As I just said, the diamond score is 214, so it was far. Now guys, the next animal on the list is another very unique looking species. It is none other than the Taruca. Just as the Vicuñas, the Tarucas are a class 3 species, but the difference is that these guys, instead of going up to level 5 medium, they go up to level 3 very easy. So if you happen to come across a level 3 very easy Taruca, make sure to shoot it because it has a high chance of making diamond. The Tarucas have a max weight estimate of 64 to 72 kilos, that guy right there is a max estimate, and their diamond score is 101.66, which means even though this guy is a max estimate, doesn't have a chance to make it. Although it is important to mention, level 2 Tarucas can also make diamond. Tarucas and Vicuñas are also similar in the sense that they both share the exact same home range. Essentially, every single place where you can find Vicuñas is also a place where you can find Tarucas, meaning that every single of the spots I just shown you on the last hotspot map is also a potential spot to find Taruca drink zones. Tarucas stream from 1400 to 1700, and of course, every single body of water located in the left side of the map has the potential to have Taruca drink zones. And before we claim this guy, I'm gonna show you the Taruca hotspot map. As you can see, when it comes to locations, it is exactly the same as the Vicuña map, but of course the information is different. Now let's see the score of this level 2. Should be big. 88.7. As you can see, the diamond score is 101.66, so he was far. Look at how cool they look. Their antlers are very unique looking. That is my favorite thing about them. Another animal that also lives around the same areas where the Vicuñas and the Tarucas do is none other than the spectacled bear. Spectacled bears are very similar to the black bears, they are almost just as heavy, but the main difference are the markings they have around their faces. Look at those yellow markings, they are super cool looking. The drink time for the spectacled bears is exactly the same as the Vicuñas, 400 to 800 in the morning, and as I was saying, you are gonna find them on pretty much every single place where the Vicuñas and the Tarucas drink, which are every single body of water around the left side of the reserve, plus a bunch of the bodies of water that are located within the center of the map, all around here, around these mountains as well, down here as well. And as you can see on this hotspot map, even though they share many locations with both the Vicuñas and the Tarucas, they definitely drink in a lot of extra places. As you can see, these pairs are a classic species that go up to level 9 legendary and make diamond with a score of 20.45. Their max weight estimate is 158 to 200 kilograms, which means this level 7 is a max weight estimate, but since it is not a level 9, it doesn't have a chance to make diamond. We are still gonna shoot it though. They are a very cool species, and I would suggest you using a class 4-8 rifle to drop them. That'll do it. He went down very quickly. Definitely one of the best looking animals that you can find here in Peru, and I'm really looking forward to find a rare for them. They have 6 or 7 different rares. Look at this one, X markings, and you can see the parent on its face. Super cool looking. Ooh, that is a huge Ocelot right there, level 8. The next species on the list is none other than the Ocelot, guys. They are a predator, class 2 predator, and just as with any other predator in game, they reach a max level of level 9 legendary. However, they are also able to make it at level 8. As you can see, their max weight estimate is 13 to 16 kilos, and their diamond score is 27.68, which means this one should have a chance to make it. You know, the Ocelot drinks on many of the same places where the spectacle bear does. You are gonna be able to find them drinking on every single body of water around the center of the map, all this part of the map, as well as on the coast, right here, on this part of the river, on the middle river, and on some of these ponds as well. I'm gonna share with you the hotspot map right here, so you know exactly where to find the Ocelots while they are drinking from 300 to 600. They drink very early during the morning. Now we're gonna try to drop this guy right here. It is roughly 40 meters out. They are a class 2 species, so the Frost 257 will do the job. It is still running. That is better. Let's see. Ooh. Well, not our best shot by any means. He would have died on the spot if it was a barrel. So I'm really hoping he will make diamond. Please do not be diamond. Look at how cool it looks though. Let's see a score. 26.88. Fortunately for us, it was far from being a diamond. The diamond score is 27.68. Oof. Yeah, what was this shot? Let's pretend this didn't happen. It was an accident. And let's continue with the next species. The next animal on the list actually happens to be one of the smallest species present here in Peru. It is the greater Grison, or Grison. The greater Grison is a class 1 animal. It goes up to level 5 medium, and it makes diamond with a score of 356. The max weight estimate for the Grisons is gonna display a weight of exactly 3 kilograms. None of these guys is max estimate. And yeah guys, one of the best things about the greater Grison is that in contrast with similar species like the American mink or the martens for example, they do drink. They drink from 1400 to 1700, and you are gonna be able to find them on many different parts of the map. Actually, you are gonna be able to find them on exactly the same places as the Ocelot, everywhere around the center of the map, including every single of these bodies of water, also the bodies of water near the coast right here, and around the middle river. Here I'm gonna show you the hotspot map so you can take it as reference. Very straightforward. And well, being the greater Grison a class 1 species, I would suggest you to use a class 1 weapon, although they are very tanky. For example, I can shoot at level 3 right there, using the Jaguar 17, which is a class 1 weapon, similar to the 22 Baran. Of course you can use the 22 Baran on these guys, but I prefer the Jaguars because it has a bit more punch. Let's drop this guy. Should be good. We actually hit him on the lungs, so that is gonna drop it very quickly. But if you happen to hit him, let's say on the butt, they are gonna take a long time to die. For example, we shot that one on the leg, and as you can see, her health, well, now it is dropping, but it's still gonna take some time. She got stuck over there, that is lame. Come on. She's gonna die either way. They are sort of a mix between a pine marten, a mink, and a badger as well, because of the colors. Look, this one is a 248.76, and as you can see the diamond score is 356. Really far from being a diamond, but they look cool. Now guys, even though the greater Grison is a very small species, The actual smallest animal on this map is not the great Grison. It is the western mountain Coati. These little guys right here. Look at them. They are a very unique class 1 species that goes up to level 5 medium and makes diamond with a score of 1.45. Something interesting about these Coatis is that they can make diamond as both males and females, and surprisingly, just as the Grisons, they also have a train time, which runs from 1700 to 2000. The habitat of these Coatis is way more limited than the habitat of the Grisons because these guys are only present around the mountains. Essentially around this mountain, up here, and down here, around this other mountain. I think there's a puma close to us because a lot of these guys just got spooked. So we're gonna shoot that level 3 female right there. Should be easy. We're gonna use the Jaguar 17. She's right there, and that was a perfect hit. Now, I'm gonna show you the hotspot map right here so you can take a look at every single of the ponds where these Coatis are located. Not as many ponds as with the Grisons, but still quite a few. Here we have this female. Just a level 3, 1.23 score, the diamond score is 1.45. And something important, guys, you are gonna come across plenty of tracks, but the ones you'll want to chase are the ones that say 1.38 to 1.5 kilos. Those are the max estimates. Just keep in mind you'll have to open the map to see the exact weight, because pretty much every single Coati track is gonna display just 1 kilo. Look at that, that is a melanistic charcoal mythical Jaguar. As you can see, the weight estimate is 105 to 120, so that is a max estimate, and the trophy estimate is 40 to 42. You know, the diamond score for the Jaguars is 43.75, so he doesn't have a chance to make it, but man, he looks amazing. And he's aggressive, as you can see. You know, the Jaguar is a classic species that goes up to level 9 legendary, and as I said, makes diamond with a score of 43.75. What is interesting about the Jaguars is that even though they can be melanistic and melanistic charcoal, none of them is a rare. The only rares for the Jaguars is, I believe, the albino and the piebald, if I'm not mistaken, because as far as I'm concerned, the melanistic variations are just uncommon. Now, I have no idea of what this guy is doing, he's just walking in circles right now, but he has the intention of attacking us, apparently. And of course, since they are a classic species, we can simply use a class 4 to 9 rifle like the 7mm. What is he doing? He's fleeing now. Bro. He got stuck in front of the rock and he started fleeing. He should have attacked us. But yeah, that was very weird. Here we have it either way. Look at how cool the fur type looks. The reason I know this is a melanistic charcoal is because, as you can see, you can still see some orange in the parent. Even though the fur is very dark, way darker compared to the commons, and it's not letting me claim it. Okay, we just claimed it, melanistic charcoal fur type, 8 mythical, 42.51 score, and yeah, currently we're on multiplayer, that's why it is displaying this screen, and as soon as I click OK, it is gonna leave the harbor screen. So yeah guys, when it comes to the best locations to hunt these Jaguars, you are essentially gonna find them drinking mainly near the coast, all around this area, all the way down here, including on every single of the ponds that are close to the coast. All around here, also around the middle river, plus these two ponds right here and this other pond right here, and of course on the upper part of the coast, plus on these ponds. I'm gonna share with you the hotspot map right here so you can take the map as reference. Now guys, the next species on the list is possibly the most iconic animal of all 10 new species present here on Peru. That is the capybara. The capybara is a class 4 animal that goes up to level 5 medium and makes diamond with a score of 66.5. One of the interesting things about the capybaras is that only the females are able to make diamond. For example, take a look at that one. That is a level 4, and as you can see, the weight estimate is 61 to 70 kilos. That is their max estimate. If you happen to find a track with that weight range, 61 to 70 kilos, it has a chance to be level 5. This one is alert, they are very skittish, let me tell you. And of course, one of the best things about the capybaras is that even though they don't have a drink time, the great majority of the times they are gonna feed inside or right next to the water, just as this group. So if you wanna have a very good chance of finding plenty of capybara groups, what I would suggest you is to set a time to any of their feed times. They feed from 4 to 7 in the morning, also from 7 to 10, from 1400 to 1700 in the evening, and from 1700 to 2000. They have 4 different feed times, and when it comes to locations where it's possible to find them feeding, what I would suggest you is to check the coast mainly. The entire east coast. This entire coast is loaded with capybara feed zones, same as the Middle River. These two areas are the best locations to find capybaras, but sometimes it is also possible to find them a bit farther from the water, like around here near this lake, and also around this lake. Normally there's a capybara zone right here. Here you have the Hotspot Map, so you can take it as reference. And now it is time to shoot this level 4. It is really big. And well, if you happen to see a capybara swimming that you want to shoot, the best possible shot you can take is the brain shot. However, you gotta be really careful while taking a brain shot because their brains are really small, so you'll have to be very accurate. Essentially, the best tip I can give you to be accurate here in the brain is to aim right in between the ear and the eye. However guys, if the capybara you wanna shoot gives you the chance to shoot it while it is outside the water, make sure to go for it all along. Just like that, I'll drop it. I love these guys so much, they are by far my favorite species here in Peru. And this one is a 62.33. As you can see, the diamond score is 66.5, so she was far. But I know level 4 capybaras have a slim chance of making diamond, as long as they are max weight estimate. Apart from the capybaras, another animal that is really present around the east coast is the black caiman. The black caiman is by far the heaviest species on the entire map. They reach a max level of level 9 legendary and they are a class 7 species. As you can see, this guy is a level 7 and it has a weight estimate of 397 to 500 kilograms, that is a max estimate, although the level 7s don't have any chance to make it. Now, one of the most important things when it comes to hunting these caimans is to know how to shoot them. Of course, I would recommend you using a big rifle like either the 300 or the Malmer 7mm. Make sure to use an ethical caliber that covers class 7. And as for the shot placement, the safest shot you can take on a caiman is of course to go for a double long whenever they are broadside. This guy is not giving us a chance to shoot it at the moment he's inside the water, but he's alert, so he'll come back to the shore in a moment. Look, we could go for a double long, or we could go for what is by far the most effective shot to take down any crocodilian species, which is the neck shot. The neck shot is very simple. You are essentially gonna aim right in the neck, obviously. And that'll be easy right there, look. Okay. So the first shot was terrible for some reason, but the second shot was definitely neck shot. Damn. We took him down, but yeah, if you aim right next to the head, you should hit the neck very often. Now, when it comes to the best locations and time to hunt this species, as I just mentioned, the east coast is fantastic, it is loaded with caimans, but also the Middle River is a very good spot. In fact, the only two places where you're gonna find these caimans are these two spots, the Middle River and the east coast. And when it comes to the best times, what I would suggest you is to focus on hunting these caimans while they are resting. While they are resting and not while they are feeding, for example. Well, essentially because these caimans are usually gonna rest next to the water or close to the water. For example, over there. However, if you hunt them while they are feeding, most of them are gonna be hiding inside the water, so you aren't gonna be able to see them. We are gonna claim this caiman right here. Just a level 7, 408.31, the diamond score is 468, they get really big, 500 kilograms as a max weight, that's very heavy. But yeah guys, I'm just gonna share with you the hotspot map right here, so you know exactly where and when to hunt these caimans. Very simple. Hold up a second, I thought that Tapir was bigger for a moment, but it's just a level 7. Not even max weight estimate, because the max weight estimate for the tapirs is 270 kilograms to 300 kilograms, and they reach a max level of level 9 legendary, which is very interesting. To me it doesn't make a lot of sense that these tapirs being a mammal reach a max level of level 9, but honestly that makes them even more unique. As you can see they are a classics animal, and their diamond score is exactly 144. Now this one got spooked by a puma apparently, but we still should be able to drop it right here. We are gonna use the Malmer 7mm once again, and after we kill it, I'm gonna show you the best locations to hunt them. She's down. Another important thing about the tapirs is that only the females are able to make diamond, just as the capybaras. Now guys, when it comes to the best locations to find these tapirs, you are essentially gonna find them on exactly the same spots as the capybaras and the caimans, which is essentially the east coast and the middle river, plus the center of the map, all around this area. Just as the capybaras and the caimans, the tapirs don't have a drink time, which means you are also gonna have to hunt them while they are feeding, because similar to the capybaras, they also tend to feed close to the water, very close to the water. For example, right here on this river, you can see I have plenty of tapir feed zones, and they are all very close to the water, essentially the same as if they were drink zones. The tapirs have 4 different feed times, which are from midnight to 300 in the morning, from 300 to 600, from 1800 to 2100, and from 2100 to midnight. Make sure to take this map as reference if you wanna have a very good chance of finding plenty of tapirs. Let's take a look at this one. Brown fur type, 133.97, the diamond score is 144, far from being a diamond, and look at how nice it looks. They are a really big animal, up to 300 kilograms in weight, and for me, after the capybaras, they are the second best species here on Peru. I love them.